Hi friends, welcome to LCR and more. I have 3 fall DIY signs to share with you today. There's a rustic, a modern, and a farmhouse. So let's get started. The modern fall sign, I will be using this plaque from the Dollar Tree. It is in the Crafter Square section, and I'm going to paint that completely white with white chalk paint. I'll be using the colors Crystal, Dusk, and Moss by Waverly. I'll also be using this beautiful stencil that my good friend Paula sent me. Then this beautiful wallpaper that came out, it's absolutely beautiful. And then I'll be using a round ring. Those come in a 2-pack, also in the Crafter Square section. So I'm going to get to painting. Off camera, I went ahead and measured and cut out a piece of wallpaper to fit right inside that plaque. I then measured with the round ring, the inside of the round ring, and traced it out, and then I cut the circle out with my round circle cutter. Only $3.99 at Timo. Anyway, you don't need a round circle cutter. You could just cut it out any way you know how. And then I'm going to take my stencil, and I'm only going to use the inside of that stencil. You see where those dots are? And I'm going to tape the stencil down to the wallpaper. Now, normally I would not try this. I'm just going to be super careful not to get paint on that wallpaper. But I want it to be as center as I can get it. And I just eyeballed it. But do you see the ring, the round ring? I want those dots to be right on the edge of the inside of that ring. So I'm just going to tape it down and start painting. With a stencil dabber, I'm going to paint the pumpkin with the color Dusk. And then I'll paint the little circles on the outside of the pumpkin with the colors Dusk and Crystal mixed together. And the stem will be with the color Moss. I didn't have a small round stencil dabber, so I just took a kitchen sponge. I just cut a piece off, and then I glued it to the end of a paintbrush, and it worked well. So I used that for the stem, and then I also used another piece of sponge for the little dots on the outside of the pumpkin. And like I said, I just mixed the 2 colors together, Dusk and Crystal. I might have even added just a dab of the color Moss until I got the color that I wanted. And then I removed my stencil while the paint was still wet, and there it is. So it wasn't as crisp as I would like, so I just took a very fine detailed paintbrush and just outlined some white just to, make it a crisper picture, if you will. It's not perfect. I'm not a very good stenciler, but it came out pretty darn cute. Now I'm going to now that it's dry, I'm going to add my wallpaper. So I'm just adding my wallpaper just like you would on your wall or at your shelf liner. You just want to peel back the backing in little pieces, and that's what it's looking like. And then I'm going to take some white cord and some white beads, also from the Dollar Tree. I used 18 beads out of the 24 pack, and I just added some tape to the ends of the cord. It makes it so much easier to thread through. And I added a knot to the back, and the hanger came out so pretty and so modern. I painted the wood ring with white chalk paint, and now I'm adding some wood glue, and I'm going to glue that to the center of my plaque here. You just got to spin that ring around because it's not completely round. You just don't want any wallpaper to show inside of that ring. And that's it. It's done. What do you think? I love that wallpaper that just came out from the Dollar Tree. It is just so beautiful. My rustic sign today, I'll be using this wreath from the Dollar Tree. I will remove the 2 roses, but I'll leave the green. I'm going to be using this tabletop grateful sign. It is a little rough around the edges, so I'm going to take my emery board and just sand off those rough pieces. Then with these miniature pumpkins, I'll use to embellish. I got these from Rite Aid last year in a potpourri pack. I'll also be using some miniature pine cones, a mixture of florals, and even some olive branches from the Dollar Tree. Here I have the 2 flowers removed, and I took the bigger sized pine cones and I just kind of spaced them out on my wreath. And then I'll see here, and then I'll just start filling in with the miniature pumpkins and pine cones. And here it is, nice and full. I was going to embellish the sides of this wreath, but I just didn't think it was necessary. I'm going to take that flower. It just came off of something that I made in the past. And now these florals here, I've seen them at the Dollar Tree this year. I'll be using some olive branches, and I'll just play some music so you can see how I embellish the bottom of this wreath. Now I want to hang that leaf tabletop decor right in the center of this wreath. So I'm going to take some twine and I'm going to staple it to the back of the leaf. I didn't want to use hot glue. This is a very heavy tabletop piece, so I didn't think glue would hold it. So I'm going to use my stapler, and then what I did is I stapled one end to my leaf, making sure that the grateful sign is straight, the faux leather sign there that's on the leaf. And I'm just measuring here to see how I want this to look. And what I did is I stapled one end and then I looped it around the existing hanger that's on that wreath and tied a knot, and then added the rest of the twine to the back of the leaf and stapled. And here it is. It is definitely rustic. I think it came out so pretty. Let me know what you think about this one. For the farmhouse look today, I'll be using one of the thumbnails from this calendar. It is the October thumbnail, and there it is. I've already got it cut out, and I will be using the backing to that metal frame there because the thumbnail was just a little bit too small for that metal frame. I'll be using this round plaque from the Dollar Tree. Now this one comes with beads already on it. So I'm going to get some Elmer's glue, good old Elmer's glue, and I'm just going to glue that calendar thumbnail right to the back side of that frame picture, you know, the picture that was in the frame. And then I'll just slip that right into the frame, just like so. And to make sure that my photo did not shift around, I'm going to take some hot glue and just glue that right to the edge, the seam of the frame, just like that, just to be safe. Now these metal frames, they have a hook welded to the back side, so I just took a butter knife and I pried it up as much as I could, and then I took some needle nose pliers and just yanked that baby off. Now there was some sharp edges left, so I just took a hammer and hammered it down to make it smooth, and that way it'll lay nice and flat on my round plaque. With some hot glue, you'll just want to glue that frame right to the center of your wood round, and I just eyeballed mine, no big deal. And here I was just playing around. I wanted to emulate that wreath that's on the picture itself. So I just kind of laid the flowers down. I didn't end up using these flowers. I didn't like it, but I left it in the video because you may like it. It's just not what I was going for this day. So yeah, I did leave it in the video. I ended up using some florals just on the bottom of the round plaque, and I even added a bow.
Tell you everything I've seen, the friends I've made, and then you tell me how you've been. Look a little closer, it's been quite some time. You gotta let me know if I'm out of line.
And here is the farmhouse sign. I think it came out so cute. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know which one you like best. I would really love to know. And everyone have a blessed day or night whenever you're watching this video. And I'll talk to you all in my next one. Bye for now.